Okay, so we need to go ahead and recolor each of these now because you want to be able to kind of see what you're doing as you're working on your image. So each one of these is in black and white now, so as long as I have this layer selected, I can just grab the white arrow tool here. You want this to be the direct selection tool. Just click on your whole thing and it'll give you that X through it. And then just go over here to the swatches and just pick a swatch for the fill. So since this is my brown layer, I'm just going to click on that. And if you click back over in our layers palette now and turn off the rest of these, you'll see that it's turned that black and white bitmap into brown. Great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and after I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and just click down on this twirl down menu here, and I'm going to lock that layer, this untitled layer down here, just so I don't get confused later on about what I'm working on. Okay, I'm going to turn the eyeball on the red one now. I'm going to select that with the white arrow tool. It's selected. I'm going to turn this one red, and I'll just pick one of the red swatches for it. And so there you go. So if you see this one now, you see that it's all in red. All right, then I'll go to the last layer, which is the blue layer. Select that one. Pick a blue swatch from my swatches here, something close to what I think I'll print it in. Okay. So if I turn all these on, you get a sense of how this is going to look when I go to print it in. So this is what the red and the blue would look like together, and this is what it would look like with the brown added in. And remember, this is just kind of a screen approximation. This isn't really what it'll look like. It'll look a little more like that. So best way to tell what's going to really look like in kind of a preview is just to zoom in on it and try and get a sense from looking at it. So you get this kind of weird printed kind of material kind of look, which is exactly what we're looking for on this particular project. Okay, so now I have these things all set up and ready to go. And so all I really need to do now is add stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you really quickly how to add some various colors on top of these photographic information. So one of the things we're trying to do is add things to the photographic information. So if I select the blue, let's say here, and I'll unlock it, but this one's still locked. So everything I do now is going to be done on top of that one locked blue layer. And if I even want to, I can turn off the other eyeballs to kind of give me a sense of what this looks like. So let's say I want to go ahead and just kind of highlight this ear a little bit. I can select the brush tool, and I can pick a certain kind of brush. If I want to change the brush up, I can choose something like that and just draw a stroke. And as long as I have the same color, the same swatch blue selected as what I had here, I can then go in there and add some marks to this thing and play around with it a little bit. So there's lots of things you can do. There's a million different kinds of brushes. You can add colors and tones and play around with this thing. So a million brushes that you can load in here, and you want to make sure that this blue is the exact same blue as you chose for the recolored. And so all of this activity should be taking place now on the blue layer. If you click down, the twirl down here again, you'll see each of those strokes that you just added. The other thing that you could do is you can add text. So if you wanted to, you could put some kind of text on there, and double highlight it, and then you could change the the size of it by just increasing the font size and change around whatever typeface you want to. So I'll pick one here that's for fun, like let's do Palatino just for fun, right? Okay. And then I can also change the color of that. So again, I just want to try and remember which swatch I selected, or create your own swatches for it. All right, okay. So here we go. I got all these, so now all that stuff is on that layer, and if I turn that eyeball off, it all disappears. And I can lock this layer, unlock the red layer, select this fill that I want to, so change the color of my fill to the swatch that I want it to be, so it's this color right here. And then if I select the brush now, I can go in there, I can punch this area up a little bit, make it darker if I want to. Can add some more text. I can play around. There's a million things you can do. One kind of cool thing is you can kind of get a sense for how these colors will print over each other if you turn on that multiply function again. So you select all, you go with multiply, and that'll show you, that'll give you some sense of how the red will look when it's printed over the top of the blue. So, all right, so you kind of get, you can play around with this as much or as little as you want, add, subtract, but make a really cool and interesting image out of it. And when we're done with that and you come back again, I will show you how to break these things down into color separations and complete this project.